We're also going live in the Learning Network as well. So tonight, look, we are talking about what it's actually like to be inside Strive. Strive, as you would have seen, is my signature course to really improve student writing and results to fast-track success in our beautiful course. So thanks so much for joining along over the last couple of nights, but also last week. I hope you guys have learned quite a lot about CAFS, but literally that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other gems that you're going to uncover inside Strive itself. So tonight we're going to have a little sneak peek into what Strive is all about. And I know that many of you guys have sent me emails, have sent me direct messages about what Strive looks like and how it's different to my other courses. So if you've done any of my other courses before, you would know that there are plenty of resources to keep you busy, plenty of resources to keep your students active and engaged all the way through. And look, the resources I provide to you guys come from my 18 years experience of teaching the course, creating professional learning, author of 2 textbooks, literally everything you need to basically get the kids writing from the beginning, from day dot, from year 11. So we're going to unpack what that actually looks like on the ground, what it looks like inside Strive, to really go from the kids just writing a couple of sentences to writing sustained paragraphs and beyond that. We want our kids to be writing those really extensive option essays in our option for that 15 marker. And last night we spoke about that, about the game changer in CAFS, and hopefully you guys have implemented some of those strategies that we looked at yesterday. But we're going to look at what is actually entailed and what you can really use to unpack straight away with your CAFS students. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you guys so you can see exactly what it's about. CAFS. Strive is very different to my other CAFS courses. It shows you, it gets you to really think about writing from the beginning, but also all those things, those kind of skills that we often take for granted with our students, things that our university degree didn't teach us, things that the syllabus hasn't taught us about what we can really do to improve our student writing, how we can kind of bring our classroom to life, and really how we can make that classroom so practical for our students. So let's have a quick look into each of the modules. So as I've mentioned, Strive is literally a transformation that you're going to see inside your CAFS classroom. So it has 8 online modules plus 2 bonuses. So 3 bonuses actually. So the modules are for you guys to unpack, for you guys to plug away at in your own time, self-paced learning. We're kind of used to that now, aren't we? Like having our own little thing to plug away at. There's no deadline, which is fantastic. There's no deadline. There's no one on your back saying it's due, it's due, it's due. You guys can plug and play away however you like. And if you see resources in like module 7, you go, yep, that's sweet. I love that. You might quickly watch a couple of the very short videos, which I've provided for you guys. Very short, 20 minutes, half an hour max, tops. You might be able to listen to those in a free period or in half of your free period, and then actually print off the resources for that module and take them to class. Actually use them right there and then. Rather than having a whole big folder of stuff that you never use, these are going to be things that you're going to use every single day in your CAFS classroom, and not just with your CAFS students, but with your juniors, with your 7 to 10 PE, your 7 to 10 TAS, your PASS class, your EEC class, your DT class. I'm literally talking everyone that you teach. So you can really use these in lots of different ways, not just in the CAFS classroom. So module 1 looks at basically like an overarching introduction to CAFS and what we need to be doing from the beginning to really establish that team culture. And really that fostering that relationship with our students is absolute key. You can have the most amazing teacher in the world, and there are some good teachers out there, but if they can't connect with their students, or flip side, if you have the most amazing kids in the world, but the teacher won't work with them, then, you guys have seen it before. You've seen it in your schools where you might have a teacher who gets really good results, but the kids don't connect. You might have the high flyers connect with the teacher. Often, the kids who are struggling really miss out. And that's why our tail is so big. That connection is really missing. So inside Strive, we have a look at some strategies that you guys can look at straight away. Lots of different practical things. And, as you can see, there's lots of different things that you guys can use literally in all of your classrooms. So lots of practical strategies, some team building activities in there as well. maybe how to bring your CAFS classroom to life using, the 5 senses, the sounds, the touch, the feels, the lots of things that you can kind of bring that CAFS classroom to life. So as you can see, there are lots of things that you guys can print off and literally use in your classroom. If you've purchased any of my booklets so far, thank you so much. But you can literally use it like that. Any of the booklets I've provided, there's so many strategies inside Strive. So posters, things that you can use around your room. I know you guys have been asking about that, like where do you get CAFS posters from, or how can you make your classroom come to life a bit more? You can use everything inside Strive for that reason. How you would set up your own CAFS lesson by lesson. And that's something that you guys ask me all the time. What's like an ideal CAFS lesson? What does it look like? And I unpack what that does look like for me. And I kind of say like it's a bit of a restaurant experience. You hook the kids in, they kind of have a bit of an appetizer, and then you go through, your experience like in a restaurant. You have your main meal, you have your dessert at the end, you have the review for the critics. It's all in there inside Strive. So this is module 1. Module 2 really looks at my 5 main things that I really believe that we should be doing inside our CAFS classroom to go big with our CAFS kids. And a good CAFS teacher knows what this looks like. So knowledge and understanding, naming it and applying the understanding of that content to the syllabus. We also have our glossary of keywords, which I absolutely always talk about. An obvious pill structure or some type of structure. Wellbeing is embedded all the way through, and then we have our specific examples filtering through. So as you can see, you guys can use lots of these resources inside your classroom straight away. We also have, the importance of using the syllabus, and what I have tended to do with my seniors before when we bring the syllabus to life, and how we might get the students to have those connections across the course and filtered through all the way into our course. So lots of templates, resources and ideas for you guys to use straight away. A whole heap of learning intentions and success criteria. So if you're a school who has been dabbling in formative assessment or are absolutely all over it, you guys get access to the Year 11 learning intentions and success criteria, the full package of the whole course. So that's there for you guys as well. So let's have a look at module 2. Let's go back one. Module 4. Module 4 is one of my favorites because it really unpacks the glossary of keywords. So again, game changer. I'll show you guys the why, like why is it so essential to really use these in our course. And then we also have lots of different strategies to help the kids really nail that glossary of keyword. It's all well and good to have the definitions, but to really know it and to prove and to understand it, we need to have that incorporated through there. So kind of how you would start teaching it, like a staged approach to teaching it, and really getting the kids to have all of those different glossary of keywords down pat with the understanding of those, with the language to prove to the marker that they are actually using that particular glossary of keywords. Glossary of keyword, otherwise why would it be there? That guides our response, and often the kids are missing out on crucial marks because they're not actually addressing the glossary of keyword. They might, if they're describing something, they might not provide that enough detail. They still might be outlining. Often we see the kids assessing something or discussing, but they're still at that describe level. They need to bring their skills up and actually do what the word tells them to do. So bring the glossary of keywords into practice. As you can see in here, and if you guys are on Instagram, you can't see this, so head over to the Learning Collaborative or the Learning Network, and you'll see what it looks like. But lots of posters that you guys can use, lots of mix and matching activities to really get the kids to apply that understanding. Lots of different things that you guys can use straight away. We have a big bank of words, so if you're working in class, you might actually get the kids to do like a writing response. Then we might have, say, assess. Okay, let's find our assess words and let's match it to what we're including in our answer, and make sure we actually start to embed it in our answer. Again, otherwise, what's the point of having it there? So as you can see, so many different resources in that particular lesson, module 1 and 2 of Strive. And then we have in module 4 still. We're in lesson 3, the final lesson, so scaffolds for you guys. Again, I know this is something that you've been asking for, scaffolds to really show you step by step what it looks like. So if you're assessing something, what do you do at the beginning? What do you do at the middle? And what do you do at the end? Because the kids still aren't getting it right. And you'll see some exemplars. So both from year 11 and year 12 course, we have some exemplars really show what it looks like. And you can show these to the kids and use them to your heart's content. And of course, you can use all of these scaffolds with your juniors, with your hospo class, with your PDHPE class. So they can all literally be replicated. If you have a small CAFS load, then don't stress. You can use these with your EEC class or your PE class, or possibly even your PASS class. So seriously, there are so many things in here for you guys to unpack. And let's dive into module 5. So module 5 is another favorite of mine. And module 5 is really things that you can start from year 7 to build the kids' skills up into year 11. Obviously, we have lots of structure, lots of strategies, lots of templates and scaffolds for the kids. But things that you guys, again, can print off, laminate, and use in your classroom. Bring this to life, actual practical resources that you guys can use in the CAFS classroom. Step-by-step processes, step-by-step templates for you guys to use straight away in your CAFS classroom. And then my favorite part about module 5 is literally the magnitude of lessons and ideas and writing strategies that I provide to you guys. Lots of old favorites from our own CAFS classroom for 18 years, but also some new ones that I think you guys will really love. Things that I've really wanted to do before, experimental things that I think will really make a huge difference, especially with that tail, bring that tail up, bring those band 1 and 2 kids up into that 4, 5, 6 kind of bracket. So lots and lots and lots of strategies there, as you can see, and then lots of posters and templates for you guys to be able to print off. I then also unpack Run Far, which is my writing strategy to unpack a response. So Run Far basically stands for read the question, underline it, name the definitions and the syllabus points, formulate a plan of attack first before you put pen to paper, and then answer it using the lines provided, and then actually respond and reread it. So that shows you guys what that looks like. And again, scaffolds, sample answers in here. Now, there's hardly any year 11 sample answers out there at all for CAFS. So I really hope this is useful for you guys, because there's no point in waiting until year 12 to work on this. We need to start from the beginning. So working from the beginning with our CAFS crew is really, really important. So, hey, Sharon, nice to see you. Hey, Shauna. We're going through some stuff on Strive. So if you are in the Learning Network Collaborative, you can head over there to actually visually see that. I can't kind of show you my screen in Instagram, which is unfortunate, but if you head over to Facebook, you can see me live in there as well. Okay, Module 6 is all about that application. And I know many of you guys have, asked me what does it look like when I give really specific examples? What do I do with my students? How do I teach them how to actually apply that? So inside Module 6, we look at the importance, obviously, of using examples in our responses. And I share with you guys lots of connections that we can make across the course, where it really shows that higher order thinking of our students to really have those connections across the course. Rather than that rote learning, the syllabus, learn about, learn, do, here's a HSC question, really connecting those little dots across the course. So I also show you within the course where the kids have to talk about different strategies, different contexts, different situations inverted commas. That's often really common in our course. And then one of my favorite parts, and I think Michelle Skinner was talking about this, but what is this going to look like in the classroom? If I use examples in resource management, where are some go-to spaces? Where are some links? Where are some actual organisations, community organisations, government organisations, examples that I can actually use to bring my CAFS classroom to life? So every single module, every single unit, there's about 6 to 8 different things, some things that you guys probably haven't used before, fingers crossed, some new things that haven't really, I suppose, been shared in CAFS before for the whole course. And then, again, some strategies for you guys to use straight away with your students, templates and resources of how they can start to embed those examples really strongly. Okay, Module 7, again, one of my favourites. because Module 7 is the game changer, where we have the option. So many of you guys joined me last night to look at the option and what we can do to really go big with our CAFS crew. The option is, again, like I said, game changer, really crucial marks. But in here, I'm talking templates, I'm talking strategies, I'm talking scaffolds, I'm talking roadmaps to what you guys can use straight away with your CAFS students. How you can kind of bring this to life, really showing them the goal there that, okay, this is wellbeing. You need to start to embed it right from the very beginning. And again, lots of things that you guys can use, practical strategies, practical application in the course itself. So that is Module 7, where we kind of bring all those connections together, again, working on that strategy and giving the kids room and space to really improve their writing. And one of my favourite parts are some work samples, some actual exemplars that we can use to really, I can show you what it looks like. I can show you the end goal of what we're working towards. Okay, finally, Module 8, Unpacks, feedback. And we haven't really spoken about feedback much this week, but feedback is so crucial to work out where the students are, where you want them to be, and bridging that gap between where they are and where you want them to be. That's what feedback is really about. And so is formative assessment. The kids are here. We want them to be here. How can we bridge that gap between that point? Rather than teaching to the middle, which we spoke about last week, we need to actually work out where are the gaps between our students' understanding. If our kids are tracking at a band 5, what can we do to push them into that 6? If they're tracking at a 4, what can we do to actually push them into that 5? So literally so many strategies for you guys to use in here, again, with your juniors, with your other senior classes. So it is really replicable, where you can kind of go, okay, this is a strategy I'm going to work on in CAFS, but I'm actually going to practice it in my 7 to 10 class. I'm actually going to practice it with my hospo class or my D&T class as well. Again, breaking those, breaking down those strategies and making life so much easier because you guys have actually used it time and time again. So there's lots of strategies in here in Module 8, all about feedback. And then I'll show you guys how to get the students to actually break down a response. So using GLUE, and if you guys have heard of GLUE before, if you haven't, GLUE is my acronym to basically break down a response and show and prove to the students that they've got all the missing ingredients to make a great response. So the glossary of keyword is nailed, the link back to the question or to wellbeing, knowledge and understanding of the syllabus itself, and then examples all the way through. So GLUE is really a high feature of Module 8. And then you guys also have a whole heap of exemplar answers. Again, I haven't really done a count on it, but I reckon over 50 or 60 exemplar answers within the Strive program altogether. Again, some posters that you guys can use in the classroom to give feedback, to show each other, to kind of have that kind of really great discussion around learning as well. And then some of my tools that I use to actually do some marking. So highlighters and stickers and stamps and stuff, Post-its, to make life so much easier when it comes to marking. So the 2 bonuses that you guys get inside Strive, 3 bonuses. First of all, the accountability group, our private Facebook group, where you can ask thousands of questions and I can come in there and actually help you with Strive. So that's the first one. The next one is 10 revision strategies that actually work. And look, having access to a whole heap of different revision strategies that you may not have used before, or you might have kind of gone, oh yeah, I remember that. That really worked with my kids back in 2016 or whatever. So some actual revision strategies that work come post-trials. Post-trial blues, we know how the kids go. They don't really, they aren't in the right frame often. And then we have our marking guidelines mini course. Let me bring that up for you. And this basically helps you, here we go, unpack what we should be working towards with our marking guidelines. I love writing marking guidelines. Some of you guys hate it, I know, but I literally take you through this mini course on how to start to write an assessment task, how to start to write a HSC style question, how to really capitalize on what we have available to us with our students, and lots of tips and tricks about the examination itself, about marking, about what we should really be working towards with our students, really creating questions, how we should start doing it. Obviously, step-by-step process and scaffolding that out for you guys so you can go, okay, all right, Kell, that makes sense. I've kind of got it all here in front of me. As well as some ideas around assessment. I know that I reckon I get 5 emails a day from you guys about what's a great idea for an assessment task for this, or we're thinking about this, what do you think? So look, I unpack lots of different examples for you guys here, but I also help you write your marking guidelines that are reflective of the NESA procedures, reflective of the NESA guidelines, and ones that are super practical for you guys to use all the way through. So that is it in a nutshell. Strive is literally everything you need to help your students go from just writing a couple of sentences to writing really sustained paragraphs, but also to doing really well in the option. And if you saw my stories this morning, you would have seen that Strive is going to be $3.97 no matter what. And it was a decision I made and tossed and turned literally about last night, because I think it doesn't matter where you are in your CAFS journey. If you're starting out, I reckon this should be mandatory across New South Wales, because these are the things that we don't get taught at university, don't get taught, when we're first starting out. It's things that we actually learn on the job. Those things that, you kind of do your university degree and go, oh, why didn't they tell me that at uni? These are the things that, I've learned in my 18 years of teaching CAFS, presenting, author of 2 textbooks, and in all the other roles that I've had across the state. This is going to be a huge difference and a huge impact on your CAFS journey, and literally fast tracks, that 18 years. So if you're starting out from the beginning, or if you're like 10 years into things and going, I really want something that's a bit different, a bit unique, that's going to challenge me a lot, but something that's highly practical. I know there's lots of professional learning out there that is often a lot of fluff. It talks a lot about the why, like the research behind it. This is actual practical things that have worked in my classroom, above the state average every single year. High number of band 4, 5s and 6s with my students, very, very low. And I was actually looking at some HSC results yesterday only. And literally, I think maybe 1 or 2 band 2s, or no band 1s, or maybe 1 band 1. That's a whole story that I won't tell you and bore you with, but I think only a very small sprinkle of 2s and 3s. So look, I was really lucky, but I was just like you. I was just like you as a CAFS teacher. I get to fast track your success. I get to show you and mentor you and coach you with everything I've learned over the last 18 years. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We also are going to unpack a few little things next week. If you're still kind of considering Strive, it's still open. It is now $3.97 for everybody. Doesn't matter where you are on your journey. If you're starting out, if you're highly experienced, and even if you have been teaching CAFS for a while, I can guarantee that you'll learn, I reckon, over 10 new things or more, like lots of new things inside Strive. So head over to thelearnet.com/Strive and you can check it out. But let me know what you can watch this back and have a look at what I've shared with you guys tonight. But send me an email, send me a direct message, and I can't wait to support you, you guys inside Strive to get you go from kind of really maybe just floundering to really thriving inside the course. So take care, guys, and thanks again. Good night.